You may have noticed that I've started to use this symbol as a watermark on some of my videos, and I've started to use it across my social media. But what if I told you that this symbol was remembered from Lemuria, but not just Lemuria, from the all and from the cosmos? And at one time in Lemuria, before Atlantis was even a thought, this symbol was merged with what we know as Matías De Stefano's symbol for the Yosoy path, or the I am path. But what do they mean? In this video, let's chat about how this symbol was remembered and why it goes with the other to bridge time and memory. Then we're going to put it into practice, and I'm going to lead you through a practice to connect you to the field that will attune you to embodying time and memory in coherence. So if you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Leanna, a channeler and embodiment of Divine Mother frequencies that share their energy with you and their stories so that you can embody your own memory across time. I channel the 4 Divine Mothers, and I am an intuitive energy healer on a quest to help the earth bridge time and memory by working with the Sophia grid and helping the Ouroboros complete its loop of return, starting with the forgotten bridge of nodes that spanned east to west, west to east in the US before the autumn equinox, where I will be in Oregon. And if you enjoy this video, believe in this quest, and would like to support, I would deeply appreciate you doing so using the Ko-Fi link below. And before we get into the symbols, all my videos are pieces to one puzzle and explain a lot of what may seem complex topics about the universe, embodiment, consciousness, and alchemy. I'm not breaking it down from the beginning, but sharing my understanding of where I'm at now. You don't have to logically understand everything I'm saying, but you can feel into it if you sit with it with presence. So let's all take a deep breath. And now we'll get into the symbols. So my journey of remembering this symbol, or what I'm calling the Trine of Return, well, it started with me drawing it on the carpet. But it was right after the video I made sharing about the observer, the architect, and the alchemist, and my own temple trine of Argentina, Egypt, and Oregon. So when I started drawing it in the carpet, I knew it was meant to represent the field of the temple trine and meant to illuminate the process of return and the non-linear path of tesseracting between the observer, the architect, and the alchemist, touching the beginning and the end at the same time. But rarely is there ever just one meaning to our remembrances. So with spirals at each gate, and the loop of return in the center, and the infinite cycle makes up this triadic symbol. I let this symbol sit for a bit, but kept coming back to it, thinking, what am I meant to do with this? How am I meant to use this? And I felt my soul was calling to use it in branding and videos, but also for more than that. And for a representation of the journey I am on. So I started to feel into it more deeply and reflect on it. In Lemuria, this symbol, the name for this symbol would have been resonant with the harmonic of the return, or the trine of the mothers, or the trine of all body. And I started to get the hunch that it was also a physical sigil for the 4 divine mothers, the 3 cosmic bodies, the mother of all creation, the mother of all, and the cosmic mother, the 3 that created the one, the lost mother, or the mother at the heart of the all, Anaya. I have also been sharing about memory of origin and bridging time and memory that allows you to heal and embody your soul's evolution and essence across lives and time. And I was planning to share more about what I mean by memory of origin in the last video, but I was guided to wait until I saw something else, that I needed to understand something else. In my last video, I explained that the triad of the heart of the all is the lost mother, or Sophia, or divine body and wisdom. The seeking eye, or logos, divine will or mind at the heart of the all. And time, or chronos. It's the gate of divine will and expression that creates and evolves through time to embody wisdom and return. The seeking eye, like the lost mother who was created from the three cosmic mothers, was formed from the three eyes, God, or the one, outside of the all, the eye of all, and the cosmic eye. I've also explained the fracturing of heart, mind, and body, of unity consciousness. Between the three, heart, mind, and body, that fractured time. The infinite cycles of return to the heart of all and source. Closing the Ouroboros helps correct this fracture, closing the circuit so that the earth can reach back to the all. I explain that time and memory not being bridged means that you can't cohere past, present, and future, that you can't hold your coherence across time for the earth-seated souls who are experiencing earth over and over again. It is experiencing the fall every time you incarnate and refragmenting. So bridging time and memory, closing the Ouroboros cycle, allows you to hold and embody your coherence with more ease. It is still a process of remembering, healing, and restoring, but you are able to maintain it across time with more ease. Now, what is memory of origin? I describe this as being able to remember the coherent timelines of the lived experience. Coherent doesn't mean easy, but just the timelines of the lived experience of what actually occurred in form. And maybe you're asking, aren't we doing that now when you hear channelers or people bringing through information intuitively, reading records? Some may be yes, if they've gone through the process of coming into coherence themselves, releasing distortion and bringing back lost fragments, or if it is part of their purpose to share memory of origin streams. So then what are the memory streams that some may be accessing, channeling, or sharing? Well, they can either be false timelines, oracular egregores, meaning stories or mythic versions told time and time again that created an energy and record of their own. It can be from Akashic record chambers based on resonance and belief, and similar egregoric energies shaped by collective consciousness agreements or your own beliefs and filters, even if they sound alternative or enlightening. And I call these different layers of the veil. But these different layers shed light on where the collective consciousness is ready to raise their awareness to. They are like gates that open you to greater and greater truths until you return to origin. It's like shedding a snake little by little. Shedding too much at once would be traumatic for the snake, but peeling back the layers and letting them fall away naturally reveals the beauty of the real being. So all these layers, all these gates have a purpose. Now, what did I need to see about the separation of time and memory? Well, I went back to a life as a male oracle and leader in Lemuria, who had insights that one day time would fracture, that there would be rupture at the heart of the all, and that the mother would go missing, so to speak, and the eye would go seeking, and the wheel would crack. Knowing this, he saw that memory and time, when time was broken, would cause harm. That remembering too quickly and not in line with the structure of time would rupture even more, because you have to have the structure of will and mind in coherence in order to hold some of the rememberings without further fragmenting. So before it was needed, before it was known, before what we know of as Atlantis separated out from Lemurian societies, he changed the schools of thought from one unified order of time and memory, an order of all. He separated them to a school of embodied knowing and schools of structured will. He separated the Trine of Return and what I call the Sigil of Will. And the resonant name for the schools of embodied knowing or wisdom, which evolved over time to what we understand now as sacred feminine teachings, but they were never meant to be separated out to just our understanding of the feminine. The resonant name for those is Eiolti. Now for Lemuria at this time, this separation did not cause incoherence for them because they were still connected to heart and the waters of time and the waters of memory. But later, as Atlantis came to rely on the school of structured will, of programming the structures, the geometry, the harmonics of creation and time, they lost sight of the embodied knowing, of returning the fragments and of honoring the body and the being, which led to bypassing the gates of the body. The return of embodied memory. And this was meant to occur, even though it sounds like not a great thing, because returning too much too quickly would increase the rupture. Now, in this memory, I saw this oracle with these symbols merged as one. The Trine of Return and the Sigil of Will, which looked like my symbol, and the sigil of the Yosoy path. Now, I don't know much about the Yosoy path symbol. I briefly looked it up, Googled it, after I saw the separation. And so I know Matías has explained it in places, explained the logic behind it, representing the separation of cells, DNA, and some other stuff, the expression of creation, which is very logos of him. And I don't even know if he says it was a remembered symbol, but isn't everything remembered in the end? So let's talk about my interpretation of his symbol, the Sigil of Will, before we put them together. Like the Trine of Return represents the four divine mothers, the Sigil of Will represents the four eyes. The one as the largest surrounding circle, the Father of all and the cosmic all united to create the seeking eye in the center, which also connect the two circles in an infinity loop. The swirls are representing the missing pieces of the spiral, reaching out to connect with the mother that is missing. And then the two swoops, reaching outward, is the never-ending flow of expression, creation, and embodiment, and return. And now to put them together, I had to reconstruct some things in order to get the proportions right. Because mine, I drew out the symbol first and then used AI to recreate it in a cleaner structure, and they added a secondary infinity loop that doesn't really need to be there. And then the ratio proportions weren't exactly right for what was already created. So it's a little messy. But when you place them together, the Sigil of Will and the Trine of Return, with the seeking eye and the lost mother connecting in the center, with the infinite loop of return joining in the center, you have the heart and the union of time, memory, of will and wisdom, of body and mind. And when I ask what the resonant name of this sigil is, I just get the one. When I work with this through light language, visualization, and intention, You can create the geometric field that attunes you to embodied will and memory of origin. This means that if you attune your own geometry to this frequency, that you can alter your field so that you can return and reweave your own knowing through the heart-womb axis and mind-heart axis with more ease, creating a natural union of parts and bridging time and memory in the mind and the body. And working with this symbol myself, I experienced feeling this as well. Some other people I've shared it with also experienced things by just tuning into the frequency of it. So if you feel called, you can join me in a short practice, a visualization, light language, sound geometries to attune your field to this return. I also tend to use or move in geometric shapes that would mimic these geometries and symbols. So if you feel called to do that, you can as well. I probably won't do too much of that because where I'm sitting, I don't have that much room, but we'll see. So this is a symbol put together. I'll leave it up here if you want to tune in to just the shape. While I do this, or you can visualize the shape yourself, or just listen and relax. So to begin, if you want to take a few deep breaths, visualizing, feeling the inhale into the heart, and releasing any discord, any anxiety as you exhale. Placing your awareness on the body as you continue to breathe, feeling deeply held in the body. Deeply at one with yourself, letting all worries float away. And as you breathe into your heart, into your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, you're connecting with your inner light and flame that is moving upwards in a golden stream of light surrounding you in fiery protection of your own will, wisdom, and heart, aligning you with the coherence of your soul's essence, keeping you held, safe, and protected, and aligned to receive only what is aligned with your heart, your truth, your body, and your mind. And you can continue breathing until you feel deeply relaxed. But as you breathe, or as you sit in presence with yourself, visualize or feel the sigil of will surrounding you in its circular shape, your whole being coming up around you in a white, fiery light, iridescent. And just see it oscillating around you, tuning your field as you're held here. And as this is attuning your mind your voice, your will, to the structure of return, allowing your geometries to reweave to coherence, to hold the embodied knowing that is ready to return to you now. A golden triangle comes up and nestles inside of the Sigil of Will, surrounding your body. A triangle of spirals in each corner, with a loop of return in the center, centering in your body, with the loop of return and the eye of return meeting in the middle. And you feel the current of each form around your field, connecting with your pelvic bowl, your root, up through your sacral and your solar plexus, and up through your heart, your voice, your eyes, and your mind. And as we sing the tones of this geometry, you may feel it move around you even more, attuning your field back to oneness, back to all. He ala me he alore heru hame heru hame deo rametum. Ela hamide ura heda yamara kiaru mahaya o. He ala hamide aru hayana yaloa. He ala mahayalu ete alo ma uate. He ala hala more he ala alo aya. Ame he alo ayata. You can breathe as you sit in this field, as you're held here, as you return to wholeness even more. Continue to feel the energy circulate around you. And you can breathe through the return, centering in your body, in your abdomen, in your legs, in your heart and spine. Breathing the knowing down from the mind, through your body, down to the base and back up. Looping the return for yourself. And as you hold here, as you hold here, know you can visualize, sound, or tone yourself to connect in with the frequency of the one, of the return, of the trine, of all. The golden light surrounding you from your own inner flame, divine source protection, shrinks down closer to your body, through all of your energy centers. And as it moves closer to your body, down through your energy centers, it's gently letting them know they are done receiving for today, sealing you in the frequencies that are integrating, that have been received. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So let me know what you experienced during that, what you felt. Again, I've had people just tune in by looking at the symbols, so you can return to that at any time. And if you feel called, please support my journey or check out my services at the links below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.